Anyway, so I'm Kathleen.
Noah.
I'm Caleb.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Andrea.
Jack.
And then don't you have a fourth as well?
Yeah,
Yes.
Danny.
Okay.
He's going to Houston right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, okay. So I guess we'll just start with more basic questions, kind of just why you went into
yeah.
So why did y'all choose mechanical engineering in the first place?
Who's it go first?
That's just a hard question, I know, but
Yeah.
I like how broad the major is, and like you get to touch like everything.
yeah, that's how I was too. I didn't
Yeah.
really know what I wanted to do, so mechanical was like the most broad option.
Yeah. And I feel like with engineering, you can pretty much go into anything.
Yeah.
with the degree. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, I completely agree with that too. Have you always been in mechanical, or did you transfer in from a different one?
I've always been in mechanical. Yeah.
I was accidentally, or it's a long story, but I was a CAP student, so I didn't get into mechanical engineering, so I got into like the auto liberal arts, and then I transferred into mechanical.
Yeah, I've just gotten here, I guess,
Yeah.
from the freshman year.
Okay. Have y'all figured out exactly what you want to do after y'all graduate?
You want to answer first?
Sure. I feel like only this last year that I got like a better understanding and grasp of what I want to do. However, I have to say that it's been pretty confusing the whole way through, because all of the classes are just so broad, and general, they don't really prepare you to make that choice.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of stuff outside of the actual engineering classes helped me see what I wanted and not, and also internships. Even if you don't enjoy it, at least you know that it's not something that you want to go into afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think just trying to touch everything that you can, and just try a little bit of everything, so you can kind of know what you want to do. But yeah, I think that's kind of just what I've been doing.
Yeah.
So do you mean by outside of class, organizations and stuff?
Yeah, and I guess because I've done 3 study abroads,
Oh,
so I
wow.
think doing those, I think made me realize that. I see a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And it's just you can do so much with engineering, and I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just opening your eyes to different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be finally working on y'all's senior project?
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the projects are really where you figure out what you like more.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you really get to use what you learn, because I don't know, when you go through classes, you're oh yeah, differential equations, cool. But it's just solving it. But if you go and if you apply it, you're what do I need to do now? And then you kind of remember oh, I have to solve something, and then you realize it's a differential equation, and then you keep going. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
When you have a goal.
Actually problem solving, not just learning how to do it.
Yeah.
So speaking on your project, let's get into that a little bit. So what company is sponsoring your project?
It's actually just a UT professor.
Oh, okay. Is it for a research lab or?
Kind of. She does research on a certain type of sensor, and she wants to implement our design for her lab.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So did y'all, when coming up with your project, did y'all just come up with doing that, or were y'all more assigned a problem to solve, and then y'all came up with it?
I guess I could answer that.
Yeah.
And actually, this is good for you guys. When you guys get to the senior design, I think I just call it K. You get a long list of projects that companies or UT professors will propose, and you can choose your top 10. You just rank them from 1 to 10. So they already proposed it for us. We just chose it. But you can also ask for project, or you can find your own sponsor and somebody to do a project with. So yeah, we just got the one that she proposed.
What professor are you working with?
Dr. Tanya Hutter. She's a new professor.
So yeah, do y'all want to just talk a little bit about your portable air quality detector, what it does, I guess?
Okay, good. I guess so. We're building a portable air quality detector. It the main gases that it needs to detect are volatile organic compounds, carbon dioxide, and particulate matter, and just temperature and relative humidity. The reason why they're important is because they can affect your mental abilities inside, or just be unhealthy for you. And then I guess our project is kind of trying to make this device portable, so we can use it outside and inside.
like how big is the device? Can I hold it in my hand?
It's probably gonna be
It's gonna be kind of big right now, but that's because we're going to be using a Raspberry Pi 4. Do you guys know what it is? Okay. Do you know what a microcontroller is?
Small
I've heard of
computer.
it. It's
Yeah.
and it does mechatronics type
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So we're using a really large microcontroller, but ideally people would use smaller ones. But we're kind of beginners at this, so our device is gonna be kind of big at the moment.
Yeah. Right now we haven't really built it yet. We did some. She'll probably show you some CAD models, but we did some preliminary CAD models, chose the final design, and we don't have the final design yet. But they're kind of probably about this big.
That's awesome.
So it's relatively big for something portable, but still kind of small.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So what steps do y'all take in the design and manufacturing process?
We did our brainstorming and then our concept generations, where we catted up all these models, and something that we had to do was go through a method of deciding which one was our best concept. And in order to do this, we did a lot of simulations, heat transfer and flow simulations in SolidWorks to help us make this choice. I'll just show you some images. And we put them on a Pew chart, but you probably won't learn about that until you get to J.
Okay.
And so we just kind of finished that first part of deciding what design we're going to go with.
Any difficulties so far, or anything that y'all found a lot easier than you thought?
I think in a design process, you have the portion in the beginning where you're just trying to figure out what to buy.
Mhm.
That's really frustrating because you're just looking at specs. Sometimes you can't find the information you need.
Yeah.
So that's one of the big portions for me. And then something else for us as well is specifically for the concept generation here, when we're comparing the designs that we wanted to choose from, they're so similar, and you're oh, I can just modify it and it'd be better. But then how do you compare it if you just modify it to be just as good?
Yeah.
So we had to figure out a way to compare it without being biased.
Yeah.
Also, in general, I think this course, it's only one semester.
Yeah.
So, the time constraint is, kind of stressful.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
I think I feel our sponsor's pretty lenient, so I feel she didn't really set so many strict deadlines, so it's really self-oriented, and I think it's been really important to know what we're going to do every week and just stay on task.
So speaking of design and manufacturing, what steps have y'all taken in that design and manufacturing process?
Besides CADing, or is that what y'all are at right now?
We've also done simulations on heat flow and airflow. But before we even started, we had to do a lot of background research, which took a long time.
A lot of theory research.
Yeah, that does take a long time.
So have any classes y'all have taken prior to this really helped with this project?
Fluid.
Fluids?
Fluids, your ME302 class.
Yeah, ME302.
That's where I think
All the
of
CAD
us-
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, where we all started learning SolidWorks.
Mechatronics.
Oh, yeah,
A little mechatronics. Just project classes.
Yeah.
If you have the chance to do project classes, I think it'll help with something like this too.
Yeah.
I think it helped with me personally.
Or do y'all have specific roles that y'all have assigned yourselves, or y'all just kind of work together? and just
I
kind
think
of
we have
roll
different
with it.
strengths,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
so we kind of base it off of
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I-
give each other who's pretty good at what, and
Mhm.
let someone else do what you don't really like particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And I think it's good because we're all willing to learn
Mhm.
new things.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, we haven't really worked with a Raspberry Pi,
Mhm.
so we're all just learning right now, too. Yeah.
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 How often do you all meet as a team?
Yeah.
And what is like the
Very.
pace?
Okay, we have like, so every Monday and Wednesday we meet with our TA to have like a progress check. And we usually meet as a group after that. And then every Tuesday, like right before this, we meet with our sponsor for like an hour. Yeah.
Is it hard balancing everything? Is this what y'all are mainly doing this semester, or you'll still have classes left?
It's
It's just
like
like
for
that,
me,
yeah.
it's like my only engineering class.
Yeah.
But I think it's different for
Yeah, I think we both have other classes going
Yeah.
on right now.
yeah.
Is it hard for y'all to balance everything? And have y'all, I guess by this time you kind of know how to handle all your stuff. Like probably me, but
It's a little hard for me, I guess, because I have like another project,
Mhm.
and I have like some other stuff. I just like I
Yeah.
wanted to get done. It's not necessarily class, but
Yeah.
so putting that into perspective, I guess a little bit.
And they sacrifice a lot of sleep.
Oh
yeah.
Hey.
That's that one.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself doing something related to the senior project after you graduate?
Yeah.
Oh.
I personally would see myself doing something in design,
Mhm.
maybe not air quality
Mhm.
specifically, but yeah, design. I think that's where I'm really passionate about.
I feel similarly with him. Like I can see myself like working on personal projects with ideally knowing how to use a Raspberry Pi by the end of this.
Well, do you have any final things you want to
Comments?
say?
Just let us know if you need any other things or ask us any other questions.
Or advice, like general classes.
Yeah.
Any material.
Yeah.
Say it's in the text bank, guys.
Oh yeah. I've already been on that.
Maybe cut that
Oh, shoot.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, it was nice meeting y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice meeting y'all too.
I guess we'll see y'all or text y'all when we meet again. Good luck with y'all's project.
Thank you.
Good and everything else.
Yeah.